Yes, yesterday we saw these verses where reality or things were compared to illusions or a moon in water.
So in a way that today we will continue the after on that, the next verses where in Tibetan it says that are told on mantra zawa kani jongyin shi melong lene rangsuk tang duwa lane mission do tenjing del jong chutene tokpa dene saju jas.
So we will continue in English in the book Luminous Heart on page 269, where it says, "From where arises the root of mistakenness and unmistakenness? Just as recognizing one's own form due to a mirror and fire due to smoke, through teaching this Dharma of dependent origination, I will clearly express this realization here." Mistakenness and unmistakenness.
So in here, the term where it mentions about mistaken and unmistaken, where this it is the same in different words using namshi and yeshi.
The consciousness and wisdom.
So normally we believe namshi as mistaken or mistakes.
Yeah, or delusion.
Delusions. And the yeshe we refers as the unmistaken, the non-delusion. Normally when we try to focus the word itself, we have namshe, the full term will be number sheba. And yeshe, one could also say yeni sheba.
So maybe Nambar Shepa will be awareness or knowledge of an object, of an aspect, and Yeshe will be primordial knowledge,
Yes.
which is translated as wisdom.
As the wisdom. And although in the end of those both words, we have she, nam she, ye she. That she is actually the same mind, same pointing towards. So the only difference is that where the mind is focusing. One is on the number. One is
on an aspect in a dualistic way.
Yes, and one is ye. So in a way, one can also say nampa refers to kunzop.
The relative reality.
The relative reality. Ye, one can say the nam kichadala.
The ultimate.
Ultimate also. What does it mean as number sheba? Yeah, number sheba. Number sheba basically refers to as all the appearance appearance doesn't have to be a form, but it's kind of sukje, sungja, ke riksuji bottom someone number segre, sungja,
Everything that is perceived, that is grasped, or we could say maybe manifestation.
or can be grasped. Whether it is Sutta Dhirurikja,
It could be forms, sounds, tastes, and so on.
yes, and basically the five sense
Objects.
The object has Tawada Rabak Namsha Yorwa.
There are various forms of objects which are more coarse or more subtle.
So in a way that a mind kind of focuses on those objects. And when there's actions or reactions, as a reaction to this movement, what happened is then we have semdang semjung se yungguri,
The mind and mental events.
mental events. So there will be cause and effect for that. For example, if you look at the sky, that's a pillar, we have, even for kijigma second raw, taking nalaya, and kijig chame mangbu yore. Kijig chicken nala, kijig chame mangbu yore.
If you look at perception, every instant is also can be divided further, and actually there is no smallest instant. It can always be divided at the infinitely.
Of seconds, right?
Every second.
Every second. As we, when we look at the pillar, let's say, tapena kijik chame ki nane thoma dawa chiro. Kijik chame ro kawala tawe kapsu tawa tela ya tusuji dote uro. So even a person look at the pillar, they're spending time, they're spending second. Every moment is countable.
Can be divided into the three times, like
in the three times.
Past, present, and future.
Just looking at the pillar for, let's say, 1 sec can be, so within that short period of second, one can divide countless of,
instance,
yeah. So the moment will be just looking at the appearance of the pillar, and when you consume all this small, short, very short, which cannot be,
you cannot be analyzed.
Analyzed, kind of very, very subtle seconds.
Minute instance.
Mm-hmm. So then everything absorbs, as yesterday we went through karma, patterns, habit. When everything consumes together, then we have in the final result, this is the pillar. We get the result. And that result is considered semjung.
A mental event.
The mental events. So the cause and the effect is totally different. Different zone, different reaction, different. Because in the final result, we have recognizing. In the beginning, there was not. So between that, there were multiple counters of instance, so therefore it's not recognizable. Yes, so and here we get confused, let's say in a very detail, that we do think the result is the cost at the same moment. Yeah? For example, if you put it an example, a person, let's say you didn't graduate yesterday, you will graduate tomorrow, you will get a job tomorrow. So in a way, your career is different from tomorrow. Your recognition will be different, or you're a different person. If today you are not parents, tomorrow you are parents. So you have different, if someone sees you, they will see, oh, this is already a family person. Or today you are not a family person, you are just young. And people might say, okay, you are young, now you are adult, oh, now you are senior. Like that kind of difference. It is hard to believe or to see the very aged senior man as a just born baby. Yeah? Because baby is only like how many feet? This maybe 1 liter water size. And the one who is almost going to die is around at least 4 feet, 4 to 5. If they are not midget, they may be some size. So, yes, if a person sees or still thinks the aged man is a baby, how would you, let's say, think about that person's perspective? How do you think that person's mentally is? If you think a man sees a baby as old senior man, or male or female or whatever, how do you think that person is? We will say that person is a little bit mental. Yeah, he might be crazy. If that person reacts to baby, hello, you want to eat porridge? Do you want to have medicines? Then, we will assume that person is crazy, mental, because he's not acting accurate. He's not behaving accordingly. He's misbehaving. Everything has been changed. The baby is not the adult. The adult is not a baby. Baby is its own time zone. Being adult is being its own time zone. Whatever, let's say, channels within the body or nerves, whatever is there, it's not the same when they are adult. When they are adult, it's not the same with the baby. So it's totally different form. Yeah? One must need to treat differently. Exactly in that way. When we look at the moment when we see a pillar, many instance has been passed away, like aging, every single. The moment we realized, oh, this is pillar, it's already passed. It's already, the moment we kind of saw that instance is already expired. The result is imagination. is habit. So we cling to what we have seen, realized in the end, as we are very slow. Actually, yes, we are slow, but in a quick way. And so now that is the thing, is that, so in reality, if we see a person thinking that an old-aged man is a baby is an old man, it's totally misunderstanding. We consider this mentality is mistaken, or he have confusion, because he's confused. It's not his fault, it's the way how his working has been confused. So in a way, he take it or accept it in a very wrong way, in a very different way, not accordingly. So in the same way, now when we look at the pillar, we somehow think it's the same at the moment, the first second. Same way with the sound, with the object, anyway, like your, let's say, the object of five sense, everything. So what actually we are doing is we are making it as takta,
We are seizing things as if they were permanent. So this is a view of permanence.
Permanence. In a way that we attached. But in reality, everything is impermanent. So even there's a change, still a small changes. Every instance, there's a movement. But yet we don't able to see, because we don't have this kind of power or whatever one can say. So that we make misunderstanding. So if a person can really differentiate this between, and what do we call that kind of mental? Accurate, yes, non-mistaken understanding. So we will consider that as Rigpa Puldu Jungwa.
That awareness has become developed or better?
Better, yeah.
Improved?
So, yes. So now here, putting that as example, we have the truba.
Delusion or mistakenness?
Misunderstanding, taking mistakes. So that is very subtle, right? In a very subtle way. Now imagine more on the gross way, very solid way. And think about, person, day. We can extend from a second to minute to hour to day to week to month to year, and then life and the changes. So that everything changes constantly. Yes? So understanding and accepting that is a big liberation, because things are changing. We cannot change the nature, the reality. It's meant to be in that way. So now this is what is called namshe. A mind taking things as mistake. That is considered namshe. Number shevara. So absorbing, attaching to an object. Now we have Yeshe. Ye refers to
primordial.
yes and Thoma.
Since beginningless time. Or
Beginningless time.
primordial, that's what it means.
We have Kada in Dzogchen term. We have Kada.
Kata, yeah.
Kada.
Primordial purity.
Purity. Or yes, Ye. Those are kind of same pointing towards are beginningless, you know. So basically, it's not refers to the time, even though beginning and ending, those are part of relatively, talking about time. Now, when we talk about Ye, somehow to understand better about this, what you call ultimate nature of our selfless nature. So therefore, we have this term beginningless. Yes. That is why, because we are very much used to understand, very much familiar as the beginning end, because we are very much familiar with these terms. When the story began, when the story gonna be end, when the election gonna be end, when the war gonna be end, how it is started, how the argument started. We want to hear. We want to hear gossip. Where's the beginning? Where's the end? Don't talk from the middle. So we are used to time. When it says beginningless, what? Where can I hold this term? Because it is beginning less. From where? That is a tricky word for us to understand what is nature. Emptiness, when we say unchangeable. When we say unchangeable, or for example, if the emptiness term is very strong to accept or fit in our mind, then the best term would be beginningless or selfless, because there is a self where you can, easily can cling to. And now beginningless, what does it mean is, it is always there, with or without beginning. And so what does it mean is beyond limitation, it's beyond time, it's beyond space and everything. So that, what we use the term, a very tricky term, beginningless. A mind of beginningless. Wow. So what does this mean? Is that a mind understood something which is beyond the ordinary circumstances, which is beyond the mistakes which may make. So that what we call it yeshe. It's not something that a mind kind of understood, but it's a nature of the mind. Doesn't require in a way that it's always there. When people think about the term enlightenment or realization, we feel like, let's say this is the cup. Then in a way that, okay, this is the cup. And I have an idea with that. In a way that this is a creation of the thought. You build something in your mind. You added something in your mind that was not there before. Enlightenment can be in that way, but in the final, it's ultimate, where we kind of reduce or avoid or like cuts everything delusions. So in a way that it's like a space in the end. It's like, the ice is very strong. Either you need to put it in near to the sun or heated place, so with the time it will melt down slowly, or just with a hammer, crush it, destroy it, and melt it fast. So then it becomes like a chudora,
water.
like water. So liberation in a way that being as being no confusion, no, how to say, doubt, no kind of pulling oneself. So in a way that is completely, we are free like a space, where the space doesn't have end, age, up and down. It's completely, you will not find center in the space. Same way, the enlightenment is not here and there, up or down. It's not in the center. It's like a space. So in that space, you will find nothing. So in the same way, in that reality or the nature of enlightenment, there is no such as suffering or nirvana, because you come to a completely different kind of a stage where everything is beyond everything. So to come in that state, that is the nature, what we see. That actually help us to reduce or to solve or to have a clear understanding of how things are, which things are not very permanent. Everything is in reality emptiness. So in a way that why we are actually putting that much effort as a worrying or having depressed or having such of, a difficult time, when things are impermanent, changes, in a way, in reality, everything is in the way of being selfless nature. So understanding that through the knowledge, in the end, we dissolve. Understanding itself is not dissolvement. The result are the dissolvement. So for here, so that is the difference between Namshe and Yeshe. So the second line, Tsawa Kani Chung Yinshi, Melon Leni Ranso, Dan Duwala Ne Mission to Tenjin to Dejun Chute Ne Tokpa Dine Sachuchas. So in a way that they have given examples. Melon Dua.
The mirror, the example of mirror and the example of fire and smoke.
Smoke. Then what a Tenjin Dejun Chute Ne Sadwa.
the Dharma or the teaching on dependent origination or
Yes,
interdependence.
interdependence. So here, a very good example, a reflection on the mirror. As same goes to yesterday's example, the moon reflection on top of the water surface. And this is also that on the surface, on the mirror, when you come in front of the mirror, when you look at the mirror, you will see your reflections. The reflection or the appearance of your body, which is appearing in the mirror, is not you. It's not a living person. You yourself is a living person. That's just a reflection. The color you see in the mirror, the shape we see in the mirror. Yes, when you speak, or I look good, I look bad, or whatever, mirror doesn't speak. Yeah, you are speaking to the mirror. But still, yes, I think mirror spoke. Yeah, he's giving me answer. I look bad. Oh. In a way, yes, mirror is just a different object. We ourselves is a totally different object. And when we look at the mirror, we see our reflections. The reflection doesn't appear instant. First you have to go, and slowly the mirror they will do with its own kind of with its own condition, then it appears the form of your body. And now we have this idea of clinging to the mirror. So what it is that even though yourself and the mirror, is different,
Substances.
it's not one substance. It's totally different, separate. But when we look at it, we feel the similarity. Because you see your similarity body in the mirror, so you cling. Yeah? Although it's totally different substance. Same. The moment when we look at the pillar or an object, every instance is quite a similarity, but different substance. So we make confusion, clinging to one. And in a way that now, when we look at the mirror, we take the mirror reflection as me, and then we have the reaction. I did it. You did it. You won the lottery. No, you lost the lottery. Oh man. So that kind of reaction, sometimes when you look at the mirror, you feel happy. Why? When we look at the mirror, some people like to cry. Why? Why? Yes? Why don't you cry in front of a stone? Why don't you cry in front of let's say, a house, or a dog, or donkey? Why it should be specific a mirror when you look? It's because you find similarity. We find similarity. Then that makes more realistic, so we kind of engaged, and then we have the result. oh, I will be happy. Most of these yogi people always have very difficult, to have a very strong kind of emotions time to time, because they are not very much, they are truly understood the fact that everything is impermanent, everything is like a different substance in the individual each, with this strong kind of impact in their mentality. So they kind of, slowly loses their this habit or pattern of clinging to things that, uh, yes, this person doesn't have attachment, doesn't have this. It's not that they are trying so hard to be non-attachment, but it's like naturally. For example, this is normal, very kind of example you might be heard a few times. If a person will die soon, let's say tomorrow, or this very evening or night, so even though that person have gained the most wealth of this universe, or the fame like a wind going every directions, and like everything, but for that person doesn't matter a lot, because more or less for him that like this is uh, not a permanent salvation, that is very temporary salvation. These things will not able to um, make me happy when I die. It would be so weird if people die with smiling, with 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 wealth. Oh, more or less, that procedure is different. Wealthing is different. Fame is different. Everything works differently. So a person whose mind is set it up in a way that I will leave this soon. I will leave this soon, so that no matter what I receive right now, then later it's the same thing. I will lose everything. There's one story of Dupa Könlek. He is a very great yogi in Himalaya, especially in Tibet. He is a very great yogi, like like Milarepa of his period of time. So there was this what you call Chinta, benefactor. Their family are very much devoted to Dupukanle. And then they invited Dupukanle in their house to bless, to give teachings, and mostly like to welcome him, to serve him. And then I think like they did their best as offering. And Dupukanle is a yogi. And then they offer whatever they have to Dupukanle, wealth, clothes, meals, and so forth. And he took it. Yeah, he took it when they served him. Then, so now he wants to depart. They want to leave. Now it's time to him to go. And then the people offer precious metals, precious stones, clothes, and everything. And Drukpa Könlek say, no, I will not take these things. And they say, please, for our accumulation merits, please take this as offering. And then he told that even though I would like to take these things, but I will not able to keep it forever. I will not able to carry the clothes you gave me forever. One day I will leave. One day the precious stones or metals or whatever you offer or any substance, I cannot carry this forever. So please remember that. So which means that everything is not permanent. We have to somehow leave, change. So this is kind of a story, in a way also a teaching, understand that everything is not forever or permanent.
No. What was
With the story, I forgot what I'm talking about. Huh? Oh, the mirror and fire and spark. Yes. So this is an example of everything will not last forever. Everything will change. So basically, the Trubakuni kind of give understanding or realize, give kind of awakening to the benefactor household that thinking that a person will take it okay forever, this is a mistake. This is not the mind of practitioner. This is the mind of samsara. And now we have this. Oh yes, so the yogi. Yes, now I remember. The yogi doesn't have that much strong reaction to us, to this kind of emotions and this, because they are very fully, strongly influenced of reality. That no matter how strong they put an effort to create an emotion, it's very difficult for a person or being who have fully waking up with this truth. So then we have the second example, dual animation, to smoke in fire example. So this is a way of example we repeat many times in our ancient texts, that wherever there's a smoke, that means there's a fire. So that everything happens, there is a cause. And that cause is not mixed or mistaken cause. Jivuki juro, jivuki chetu, ju yores, ju deang, ju soso remato, ju shendaji maris.
phenomena or a cause give its own effect, and it's not mistaken that there is a link between this cause and this effect. It doesn't give another effect. Is this what you mean?
So here, like the smoke comes from a fire. A smoke doesn't come from a different cause, which is not a fire. In a way, this mainly shows that this what you call the namshi, the consciousness,
Yes.
comes from a mistake or delusions. It's come out not from a non-delusions. So everything has its own causes unmistakably. There is no wrong causes. With with everything individual causes gathered, then the namshi comes or arises. So here, basically, in this text, when it comes to about when we talk about interdependence, we have two major topics, which is one is about songwa and zimbanila.
Subject and object in perception, the perceiving mind and the perceived object.
Yes. 아니 찍대 간래서 송화를 요거를 찍을라 시퍼를 용거를.
Shipa?
뭐 찍대 뱀보체 찍 시퍼체.
So there are two kinds of interdependence. There is interdependence in a material world between material cause and material effect, and interdependence within within perception or within the mind. Interdependence between subject and object, perceiving subject and perceived object.
Mm-hmm.
So mind and matter.
Mm-hmm. And in Buddhist discovery, we talk about the songwa,
Objects.
the objects. What we believe is that number shiba gunga yorwa, number shiba gunga.
The consciousness of the five doors, the five sense perceptions.
Those all are part of songwa, object. Those are all part of songwa. And what we believe is that the sound, the form, and sukta, tiru, riksha, samaro, dulchengirang shire. Dulchengirang shire.
So all the objects, the perceived objects like forms, sound, smell, taste, and touch are matter made up of particles.
Yes. Basically, when we are alive, whatever we kind of receive, we are receiving atoms.
Perceive.
Yeah?
Perceiving
atoms. For example, suk, da, ji, ro, rekja, dan sama nga longsu jugu yore.
The five sense objects.
Nga longsu jugu yore.
We are perceiving them or enjoying them.
Are we enjoying them? Yeah, because we have a body. Yeah, if we don't have a body, then how we can able to how to say perceive these five things? So our body is made out compounded by atoms, and so the five object of the five sense, they are so come out of atoms, so that it can connect, so that we have this signal of recognizing it. Yes?
There is a link between the body and the faculty of the body, which are material, and the outer objects, which are also material,
so
made
that
up of
way,
particles.
When this both connects, there's a signal of recognizing it. Of course, the things which see is a part of atom, yeah? And the things we hear is part of autumn. If we don't have a body, if it's not autumn, then we should hear. But we can't connect because it's made of autumn. So to connect with, we need an autumn body, right?
Atoms,
Yes. Atoms.
So to be able to connect with matter or with particles, you need to also be material.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So in a way, what we believe is that the atoms or any kind of these things is not, we also believe as illusions. What does it mean, illusions? Now, the same way, when we look at the pillar, and after many instants, we have the signal of recognizing it. The same way, the sound. For example, if there is some high mountain, you can shout someone's name. Then it will go, and again it will come back.
Echo.
So basically, it is come out of autumn, because it has time going there and here. So it's not like someone speaking and immediately you hear. No? There's a gap. This sound is going there and coming back. So of course there's like kind of object which is moving. In order to move, there should be a form. So without a form, it cannot move at all. So the sound, moving, made out of autumn.
It's material.
Yes, it's material. But we don't recognize that, because this is a very like subtle way. Only if you can like go detailedly, then you can understand. So it's the same way when people talk to you, when you hear, this is part of autumn. And the taste and the smells and the riksha.
Textures.
Yes. And everything is part of autumn. Atom. So in reality, when we talk about autumn, so now what is the autumn? When we talk about autumn doesn't have definition of exact size. One can go much deeper and much deeper and much deeper, and it can be like compounded with many things, more and more and more. So in a way that there is no definition of the autumn in a correct size without comparison. Without comparison, without dependency, you don't have the size. So in a way that every object of the five senses has no comparison. No exact definition of the size or limitation without comparison. So that everything is relative. Yeah? Everything is relative. So in a way that it is impermanent. Why? We didn't find the stable, concise, permanent, lasting without comparison. It's not like takpa, tempo, tsini, jurwa meba dinde ragu yo mares.
Permanent, stable, unmovable, unchanging. It doesn't have those characteristics.
Mm-hmm. So, in a way that now what can we understand is that all the surrounding is made out of autumn. The size, the figure, the sound, it is not dependent by itself, but it's interdependent to many things. So in a way that what can we really understand that everything is interdependent, so in a way that everything is impermanent, changes. Changing is what we call it selfless. What is self in Buddhism? What is Dakme? Selfless, right?
Selfless, yeah.
Yes. In Buddhism,
Or the
when we
absence
call
of
it
self.
Dak or the self, refers to stable, permanent, the truth. It's not. We are not. This term self is not about talking I, whatever this, but it's more about Dak is like permanent. Selfless refers to impermanence. Everything is emptiness. Means everything is selfless. Doesn't have permanence. So everything is change. So in that way, what we can understand that everything is in reality selfless. Doesn't have self-definition, definition, self-stable kind of substance, whatever. Everything is dependent. So that involves everything. So is it now try to think to ourselves that now do I believe everything is permanent? Do I really am I able to accept this reality, yes or no? If a person really accepts everything, at that moment, the view of that person already changed. Because normally attachment to oneself, ego, where does this come? Where does it actually arises? It comes from comfort. If you have stable kind of job or status, you will identify yourself in that way. If you have very temporary, like let's say a few seconds of job, you will not able to identify with that temporary thing, If you are Lama for 1 hour or nun, will you identify yourself as a Lama and nun for 1 hour? No. I say I'm a lay person, but now I became a Lama for 1 hour. But we make very precise announcement, 1 hour. I am a practitioner for 1 hour, not more or less than that. Yeah. So we cling ourselves in a way that we created ourselves very stable. We made it to our own idea that I'm stable, I'm permanent. And so in that way, I feel comfort. So now this is my identity. That is a very natural way of how things work. So in that way, this is what you call attachment, self-attachment happens. So when we kind of realize the reality and then slowly, we are out of our comfort, we are out of the stability, we are out of this misunderstanding and confusion and like the idea, then slowly we kind of having less self-absorbing or self-attaching kind of this mentality, because we just realize the reality of how things really are. So in that way, this is normally how the process of being selfless, how we measure time. It's not about the practice itself. It's more about how you're mentally recognizing the truth. Some people get result in a very certain short moment. Some people meditate for years. What is the issue between these two? Whether it's about practicing long, or are they doing wrong practice, or are they doing in the wrong direction, or what? It's not about wrong direction. It's about the way how they approach, the way how understood, So it's not always the meditation. It's not always about it's balance of everything. So when this happens, then sometimes I think Buddhism is not only about meditation. You need to be also engineer. You need to know how the foundations. It's like a doctor, I think. H.E.Jamgon Rinpoche like a doctor that needs to know this how stability, because you have to know this key point. And when people talk to you, and we are like a doctor who listens, aha, this is for you, medicine. It's more or less, this is the way how one understands how to develop and how to have a strong kind of result. It's not always with the meditations, but it's the structure, how our mentor kind of, the rimba to rimba.
It's progressive understanding.
And same the kawala donang zu tegitu, rikpa de kawala donang zu tegitu. Tesa delaya jen karitu, pen karitu. Dindela samatani tini nyamle nangna pendo yaris.
So the mind can progressively analyze various phenomena and get an understanding of what these various phenomena are. And then when you have this understanding, you then cultivate this in meditation.
So yes, it's pity that we cannot continue. So now we will put an end to this for this course. So I wish to see all of you very soon. Sunam diye tamje sikwani tamni yibe chana pamje jiga nashin balap chupa ye sibe sole. I think take break, no question, no Q&A, so that, of course, as I said yesterday, those who meditate, no questions. So meditate.